Well, ladies and gentlemen, so welcome to our Rahu Ketu classic dance video. And today we're going to be covering the axis of Rahu Ketu when Ketu is in the second house, Rahu is in the 8th house, which is like reverse from the second video that I did, right, of the dance. So that's what we're going to understand. South node of the moon in the second house and north node of the moon, Rahu in the 8th house. And as always, if you do not know where your Rahu Ketu are placed, all the other astrological details, for that, check out the links here. Check out my full astrological report, including my books, Astrology, Conjunction, Aspects, and Mahadashas at the Speed of Light, including all my consultations here, including the new Pi Paddhati reading and Rahu Ketu axis reading here. So let's get started with the Ketu Rahu axis. So, do I look like Charlie Chaplin or Mr. India here? Exactly, I'm Mr. India. Like, today we're going to be discussing Rahu and Ketu. Mogambo Kushwa. Yes. So, second house. What is second house, first of all? Let's try to understand that. Second house represents family, lineage, food, speech, earnings, savings, wealth. You know, it represents our immediate family, our immediate resources when we're born. So it represents our early childhood development. Then, second house is also fame, because it's the gain of the first house. First house is you, right? Your physical self. What is second from it? Gain of you. That means the gain of notoriety of you. Because first house is fame, 7th house is fame, 10th house is fame. But second from the first house becomes also fame. Okay? 11th house is fame. 8th house is sudden fame. So here you have Ketu, the south node of the moon. Ketu is a planet that kind of separates us from the element of the physical, separates us from the element of this simulator that we're in. Remember, this is like a video game simulator. I don't know if you watched that Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, The Game, I think that was the name of it, back in the early 90s. It's like you go into this simulator. Kind of like easiest would be Matrix. Ketu shows you the connection that, look, this is a simulator. You got to understand that because you have a past. If you have a past, that means you were taken from one spot and put into the other. You were taken from one life and put into the other. You were taken from one simulator and put into the next simulator. Rahu, on the other hand, says, oh no, this is everything is real. This is it. This is your physical touch, your wealth, your earnings, your fame, your ego. Everything is here. You better enjoy that because there's no more of that. That's Rahu's energy. Rahu energy is about experiencing things which are new. Experiencing things which we're not expert in. Ketu's our expertise. Rahu represents, well, you got to learn something new here in this life. That's what Rahu represents. So Rahu represents our mission in this life, our goals in this life, what we're here to accomplish in this life. So now you have them in the second and 8th houses. And 8th houses represents occult, mysticism, sorcery, hidden knowledge, secrecy, government secrets, you know, your joint assets, your spouse's family, represents insurance, inheritance, wills and estates, surgeries. So, and it's life and death scenarios. It's one of the Marka houses. And second and 8th house represents the Marka position. Okay. So here, both of those nodes are in the Marka placement, meaning these are, we call them as houses of new beginnings. Marka means death. But that does not mean that death is going to come. Death is going to come from every single one of us. Whoever's watching this today, right now, this is my 100% most accurate prediction. You're all going to go from here, okay? In probably less than 120 years. That's my guaranteed prediction. But Marka simply represents change of our attitude towards life. Like when you go through 8th house dasha, when you go through the age of 20, after the age of 20, after the age of 32, after the age of 44, you suddenly feel rejuvenated. If you go back in life, something new comes out of you. So 8th house says, look, it's the death of your old self, beginning of the new self. Second house Marka represents, it's the death of, you know, your values that you have gained in life. And it's the rejuvenation of new values. So first of all, Rahu Ketu axis will always keep you intact with the affairs of the family, inheritance, spouse's family, secrecy, manipulation, hidden knowledge, That's your axis, just like the second video I made. Here what happens is, naturally, since you have experienced the second house element in one of your past lives or many past lives, Ketu saying, I'm not here to give you anything from this second house things. That means a person will be separated from their family and the people that they know close by early on in age. Or they will feel like this sense of like, not rejection, but sense of like separation from everybody. Like, I just don't belong in this family. I don't belong the way these people are raising my siblings and my mother and father. I don't know, I'm just disconnected from their values. Because second house represents value system. Second house represents like lineage, like whatever, it's your paternal lineage, maternal lineage. The lineage that you're in, you're not connected to that lineage as much. You're like, this is not me. I mean, I just want to do my own thing. So from early childhood, this person experiences, even though your family members may not want to reject you, may not want to do any harm to you, your mechanism, your internal engineering in such a way that you just feel like every situation is like a rejection of your true values because you're not connecting with the two true values of the family. But then on the other hand, you are, kind of like what this Rahu position shows is kind of like a scary movie. We all love whenever we see a trailer for some great horror film. Like, remember the last movie I saw was crazy and scary, was Lights Out. It's something when I saw the trailer with my wife, I'm like, oh my God, we gotta go see it. But when you go sit in the theater and the movie starts and you're just like squinting your eyes like, okay, well, I don't want to see this scene. And then you want to see it. That's the Rahu axis then becomes in the 8th house. There is this natural attraction towards knowing the unknown, experiencing the unknown, experiencing the supernatural. But when it happens, you're like suddenly afraid of it. Because what this Rahu axis does, see, this is the original 8th house of Scorpio. Regardless of what sign your Rahu is in or what sign your Ketu is in, they still have the foundation of Taurus and Scorpio. Okay? Scorpio represents that hidden things. So these people are the kind of people who can experience, supernatural events. They can experience ghostly events. They have great interest in tarot and astrology, occult, mysticism. Secretly, they will have that interest, even if they're rejected in the world. Oh, I see so many celebrities, and I have experiences on my own. I have seen so many celebrities actually say, I don't believe in astrology. I don't believe in this. Secretly, they do. And especially when I did readings in the past 2 years for some major people, just in India, the interest in them was clearly there, especially with Rahu, in certain places. Or 8th Lord in certain places showed clear interest in there. But what happens is Rahu becomes so secretive, it does not want to reveal that, oh, look, I am diving into this hidden thing. I'm clearly into this. Because of the fact, they always try to fall back on the second house things. They're always trying to portray like I'm all about just family, making money, earning money, and valuing everything that I've learned. I don't have nothing to do with the 8th house, but secretly, the 8th house is what they live for. Like let's say I'm some big actor. I'm in front of the camera and I'm, this action hero and I'm doing all these fighting scenes and I get all the women. So people think I'm this. But with the 8th house or 8th house Rahu shows that as soon as the cameras are turned off, this person is probably reading some mystical book in their trailer. This person goes to like all these places because they can afford to go to all these different places all over the world, meet all these mystical people. They're interested in watching like ghost hunter type shows. Because it's like that scary horror movie. You love it because of the thrill. When it's happening, you may want to run away. It's kind of like this dance you keep doing to yourself. Okay, well, no. I think I'm good with my family life. I need to concentrate on that. But the thing is, then Ketu rejects you from that. They say, no, you need to go to the 8th house matter. That's what you need to learn. And also what happens is they go through transformations in life. They go through major transformations in life. Rahu is all about transformation for you guys. especially with Rahu in the 8th house, you need to be in a job or in a work where things change every day. At least, if not daily, weekly or monthly. If you have to stay at a work where throughout the year you're just doing one repetitive thing, you're not going to last at that job at all. Unless that job has to do with research. That job has to do with digging deep into the hidden, exploring and discovering the unknown. That's where you excel as a person. So I see a lot of people who are in like finance, because 8th house represents other people's money, other people's assets. Rahu goes after it. And especially if you have to look at the dispositor of Rahu and Ketu here. Rahu Ketu dispositor show, will the 8th house energy is making you a benevolent entity or malevolent entity. Because 8th house can represent some mob boss. 8th house can represent some somebody who is in the underworld. Somebody who, deals with all these secrecy and hurts people and manipulates things. Look at the dispositor and the quality of the dispositor, meaning the sign that Rahu and Ketu are in, whatever planet rules the sign, where are they placed? That will clearly tell you if this person is a manipulator or is this person, is trying to really gain something which is hidden and unknown. Because hidden and unknown can also be malefic. You're doing some underground business. You're selling body parts to people. You're doing, some people have this obsession of digging graves. 8th house is graves, cemetery. There's this fascination with death comes into play. Fascination with dead bodies come into play. So either you can be a person who does postmortem on bodies. What do you call that? Oh my God, my brain is like completely nil. I know that that word is like around the tip of my tongue. But the people who kind of like clean the body, take care of the mortician. Either you can be a mortician or you can somebody who only dig graves for thrill. So this will clearly show what type of that Rahu energy do you have. So this is something that you're leaning with. But Ketu always also shows, okay? Anytime you get money, big money, small money, savings, you're completely detached from it. One day the term when they say, when you hear somebody says the more money I make, the more depressed I was or the more disconnected I was, I didn't want to care for the money. That's this Ketu position. Ketu says, I'll give you the money. Whatever money you want, I will give it to you. Because you have the expertise of dealing with money and finance. You know the value of money. However, I'm not going to give you any value in it because that's my job. So this person can be a billionaire and they're like probably living in a nice suburban house. Looks like my house, normal house. They have normal things in the house. There's no like cash sitting or anything. And you would never think of this person as a billionaire because of the fact they're so detached from values. And especially this is not somebody, if you're a teenager listening to this video, you may not understand this right now. Nodes have to mature. Planets mature with age. Just like we mature with age, planets mature with age. When you mature, you'll start to realize that, well, every time I bought something, every time I wanted something so bad and I got it, I never really valued it. So you can have a Ferrari, Lamborghini, gift by people, gift by corporations, and you'll drive it for 1 day or 2 days, but then you'll be like, I'm not finding satisfaction in it. Why? Because your satisfaction is in the unknown. The more you go towards the unknown, the more you go towards experiencing things that you don't have a handle over, that's where you find the joy. And 8th house Rahu, like 5th house Rahu, 8th house Rahu can make a thrill seeker. Somebody who seeks thrill and knows that there's no guaranteed ending to this, like kind of like somebody who does bungee jumping, somebody who may go skydiving, because it's a thrill, like the scary movie, like I want to do this, yet I don't know, what if the parachute fails? Oh no, what if the rope fails? And they just thrill seeker, they want to go to the highest place and jump in the water, because that Rahu wants to experience the unknown. That is what this karma that brings with Rahu and Ketu in the 2nd and 8th axis. And especially in water signs, if Rahu, Ketu are in the water signs, most definitely you can experience, have mystical experiences. Like somebody who may have alien experiences, kundalini experiences, ghostly experiences. Because water is the energy of the past. Water is the energy of enlightenment. Water is the energy of spiritual awakening. And 8th house is naturally the 8th house of Scorpio, the water sign. So there's this natural fascination towards just the unknown. Now, like I said, most of the time I find people who are really all about other people's assets. Like secretively, they want their spouse's wealth. They want to be taken care of. 8th house. They want to go for other people. Whoever has collected money, they want to go for that money and collect it for themselves. This can mean you can be a wealth manager. You can be a stockbroker. You can deal with insurance, inheritance related issues. So when somebody gets an inheritance, well, you as a lawyer or you as a money manager get some cut out of it. That's where also this Rahu can bring its energy. Okay. So guys, this was my analysis of Ketu and Rahu axis. And remember, especially with Ketu also in the 2nd house, you are around people who are very hard to understand. Like you grew up in a family environment which was very hard to understand. But you understand your values. But for you to understand people around you become the toughest task. So that's what this does, okay? So if you're new to my channel, subscribe below, okay, if you want to know where your Ketu and Rahu are placed, okay? All your other astrological details, my reports, consultations, for that check out the links here. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.